Good evening to all of you, starting from afternoon to morning to evening. So let's again start with CSS, beginner to advanced. Welcome all, a warm welcome to all of you in this 8:30 p.m. show of CSS, beginner to advanced. One second. So again today we will be taking you throughout the CSS from beginning level to the advanced level, starting from the basics to the Flexbox to the grid, and also a last mini project, in the last day a mini project that will guide you to how to actually use Flexbox, grid, and all those stuff. So I hope you all are ready, and let us start now, or let us wait for some more seconds so that some more people will join. I hope my voice is clear and you all are able to see the screen properly. So by the time people are joining, let me create a new folder and drag it to the VS Code. I hope by you all people know VS Code. What is VS Code? So a warm welcome to all of you. So today we'll be completing the CSS Basics Part 1. Tomorrow the CSS Basics Part 2. And day after tomorrow, that is on Wednesday, we will be taking Flexbox. And on Thursday and Friday, we will be closing the grid part. Fine. So this will be the schedule, and in case I will try, in case we have some time, we will actually, will go through a small project. This time I will try a all new different project, or we will be doing a small project. That depends on the time. So a warm welcome to all of you. So I hope already. So we'll wait for another 2 minutes so that people will join, and then we will start with CSS Basics. So I hope you all have a basic idea of HTML so that you can align things properly with the CSS. So again, you all will get participation certificate, but please remember the process of getting participation certificate is to fill the attendance form, which we will be sharing in this YouTube live chat and nowhere else. So make sure you all fill the attendance sheet, which we will be sharing in the YouTube live chat, and then you all will be eligible in case you fill all the 5 days attendance sheets. So that I will explain in the mid of the session also, because people are asking where is the sheet, how to get the sheet. So that is not fair. So we will explain 2 to 3 times here only. So let's start now. Actually, we have many things to cover in the basics, and let me tell you one thing. We will try to complete this in 5 days, from Monday to Friday, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 or maybe 9:45 p.m. And let me tell you one thing. We have designed the course in such a way like a layman person can understand this, because I can understand the mindset of the students, of the developers, or of the people, so that we are designing the content in a very layman language. So hi Tyagi ji, good evening Tyagi ji. I hope you are doing well. So we will be starting in some couple of seconds. So we'll wait for another 1 minute, then we will start with the CSS basics. Today is the day 1 of CSS basics, tomorrow day 2 for CSS basics, then for CSS Flexbox. After that, the last 2 days will be for CSS Grid. So let's start now, because course is big 1 hour is also not sufficient for us to complete the thing. So I hope again a warm welcome, a warm good evening to all of you. So today we will be taking the CSS. As you all know, what is CSS? CSS is basically cascading styling sheet, and I hope you all have heard the name CSS, CSS, HTML. So okay, Tyagi, fine. So I hope you, Tyagi, you will be able to listen my voice properly. Please comment so that I will take you all from here to the next level of CSS. So what is CSS? CSS is basically the styling, cascading styling sheet, which will help you all to basically style the HTML which you or we all will be designing. Bhuv, Bhuvaneshwaran. Hi, Bhuvaneshwaran. So I guess you are from Orissa, Bhubaneswar, because your name resembles like that. Please don't mind. So CSS is basically the cascading styling sheet, which help you all to basically design the HTML. As basic HTML looks very ugly. So the W3 school, which is basically an American company who have developed this CSS and HTML and all these codings, have designed the CSS, the cascading styling sheet, in 1995. Basically, the first question is in 1995, when where they have developed. So they have actually designed three ways of adding CSS into a basic HTML file. So let me increase the font size so that you all will be able to view it properly. So quickly, let's create an index file. One second, a basic HTML file, so that we will be actually inserting the HTML. So basic function. So let's change it CSS Basics. Perfect. And in this, as you all can see, what I'm telling how to add CSS. There are actually three ways in order to add CSS to a basic HTML code. So what are these three methods? The first one is inline, another one is internal, and the third one is external. Inline, as the name says, inline, it is basically in the same line. Okay. Internal, as the name says, in the same HTML code, you can add HTML. You can add the basic styling. External, as the name simply says, you using an external file and linking it, you can add the CSS. So let me quickly open it with the live server so that you all can see the HTML basic skeleton. So as you all can see, what I have given the title, page title, as you all can see, CSS Basics. This is the page title, CSS Basics. As you all can see, please focus on my cursor where I have written CSS Basics. So how to add a line CSS? Let me quickly type a code where I can write h1, and in this h1 let have CSS Basics given, save it, and you all can see the h1. As you all know, h1 is the header tag, and this is a basic HTML which I have written for h1. And let me have a paragraph tag also, and we'll use the dummy text. As you all can see, let me quickly save it. And so mm, mm, mm. So let me have the inline CSS as style, and what we will do, we'll change the color of h1 to which color? Let me have gray color. 1 second. Purple. So as you all can see, the color of HTML h1 tag, which is the header 1 tag, has changed to purple. So this is the example of inline CSS. As the name says, inline, in the same line. So moving on to the next part, which is the internal CSS. Internal CSS always use above the tag. So what we will use, we will actually target the paragraph tag and will change the background color of this paragraph tag to gray. And you all can see the background color of this paragraph tag is gray, which we have changed with the help of internal CSS, as internal CSS will always be given in the same HTML code. So going on to the next topic, how to add CSS, is the external CSS. I hope I'm going a little bit slow so that you all will be able to focus on the topics. So let me tell you once more how to get participation certificate. You all will get a chance to achieve participation certificate if you all will fill the attendance form, which we will be sharing in the live YouTube chat every day. As it's a system driven process, it can be shared there at any point of time. So you need to fill the attendance form, which we will be sharing, or which the system will be sharing in the YouTube live chat every day for all the 5 days. If any candidate fills it, watch the video, he will be eligible to get a participation certificate from our company. So moving on to the next part, which is the external CSS. Using how to add it, so we'll target the h2 tag here. I have written external CSS, so let me save it. As you all can see, it has started reflecting. So in order to add external CSS, we need to create a separate file, which you can actually name as per your comfort, but have to use the extension as .css. So we have created a second file, style.css, and as you all can see, we will be applying the external CSS in the header 2 tag. So let's have h2, and we'll again have the background color change to what we'll use, aura. Aqua we will take. So save it. So as you all can see, as I save it, nothing will happen. Why is not happening? Because here in external CSS, you need to actually link both the files. So now as you all can see, the color of h2 tag, which I have written, which I have taken the color as aqua, have changed. So these are the 3 methods which will help you to add CSS in any of the HTML file. So moving on to the next part, which is, or let me tell you some simple font properties as how to add or how to style the fonts. So for this, let me 1 second. So save it. So let's have the font weight as 20p. So as you all can see, will have 50 px. As you all can see, the boldness of the font have increased. This is the property of font weight. So moving on to the next part, which I will be actually we are into the basics today. So moving on to the next topic of CSS, let us add the font size. Font size 10 px. So as you all can see, it has getting more small compared to the last one. So we'll have 50 px, and now as you all can see, the font size has increased to 50 px. So now moving on to the next topic in CSS Basics, which is a very interesting topic as we have already started that, which is the colors. So CSS is basically the implementing of colors, the implementing of styles, the implementing of fonts, the implementing of alignments, like that. So how to add colors, or what are the process to add colors in CSS? Actually, there are three methods where you can add CSS to, where you can add colors to the CSS. What are the three methods? First one is the color name, what we have actually written here. As you all can see, aqua. Earlier in the styling, we have written purple. So this is the first method, as simply typing the name, and you can get the name of the color. Second method is the hexadecimal method. Hexadecimal, as you all know, as you all are from an engineering background, hexadecimal as a name simply resembles with the number system what we have learned. So hexa means from A to F and 0 to 9, a combination of these alphabets and numbers will actually design a color combination. Hexadecimal color will always start from hash, and will have, after hash they have 6 characters. It can be alphabets, it can be numbers, or it can be a combination of alphabet and numbers. So I will show you how to use this hexadecimal property. So hexadecimal property will start from black, which is hash 000000, to white hash FF. So in order to understand this, as after 2015, these W3 schools have actually added n number of colors which you all will not be able to think of. So this is the site of W3 schools, which is HTML color picker, where you can actually add so much of color combinations depending upon your thoughts, depending upon your imagination, depending on your visualization, in all the three formats. First one is the color name. As you all can see, the color names here. See, we have actually used aqua. This is a coral, crimson, chocolate, burley wood, blue, blisk, and the dark blue, dark gray. N number of colors are there. I guess it's actually 140 color names are there, I can say. But it is, as you all can see, it is going next, next, next. So n number of color names are there, and you can simply write the name of the color and light it. And now moving on to the next topic of the how to add colors. Third one is the RGB format, which is the red, green, and blue format. RGB stands for red, green, and blue. So one second, where the colors RGB. So as you all can see, RGB are basically the red, green, and blue color combination, which says that any of the color will be prepared using the combination of all the three colors. As you and I can see only the combination of colors using these three colors. So this is the format, as I told you. RGB is basically red, green, and blue. And here, RGB, how to represent RGB? Let me tell you. So, as you all can see, RGB has a range of 0 to 255, where as let me change here 0. So, 0 is black, and 255, 255, 255 is white. So again, it starts from black to white. I hope you all are getting things. In case anyone have any doubt, they can ping us. We will be actually viewing the YouTube chat all the time. So this is the color picker site, which will actually help you out to design the color. And also you can, see, move the cursor, change the color as per your comfort, as per your imagination. So let me quickly show you hash 000000. So see, clicking on the colors, it will automatically pick the numbers. Save it. Moving back to the HTML design what we have created. So now moving on to the next font properties, which is actually the fonts. How to add fonts. Mm, 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 mm. So as you all have worked in MS Office, MS Excel, you all know the name of some fonts, which is actually, you know, Arial, Times New Roman, Times New, Times Bold, Vedanta, like that. So here in CSS, font family is the property where you can actually insert the fonts. How? Tapping FF or font family, it will always give you minimum 3 fonts. So you can select any of the fonts, save it. So as you all can see in H2 tag, H2 is basically the external CSS tag. We have actually inserted fonts as Times New Roman, Times, and Serif. Why 3 type of fonts system is taking always? Because there are so many browsers available in this world, and it is not possible for all the browsers to support all the available fonts. So first one is the first font. First one is the by default font. Second one, if the available browser does not support Times New Roman, it will automatically take the second font as Times font. So in case if I can say Google Chrome does not support Times New Roman, and I have Mozilla which does not support Times New Roman, so it will automatically change from Times New Roman to Times. Basically, the second font we can say is the fallback font. So this is the font property as how what are the fonts you can use it. There are a number of fonts again, and typically to HTML color picker there are one more thing where you can actually import fonts. So which this is called as Google Fonts. As you all can see, one second, remove all. As you all can see, one second. Okay, fine. So as you all can see, there are today in today's world. See, Macondo. So let me use this font. So I will tell you how to import the Google Fonts. So as you have seen, select this style, go here, Control C, going back to this, and in the top of it, sorry, one second. So in the top of it, you can actually copy the paste things and save it. So now how to actually, where's the name? Okay, now we will actually use a Google font, how to actually import it. So in order to apply Google font, you have to use this comma and type the name MACONDO, close the bracket, followed by a space and a fallback font, which you all have to use it. So as you all can see, this is two tag, which is the external CSS have now been changed with the new font, which is the Google font, which we have actually imported. I hope by now you all are clear. So now moving on to the next properties of fonts. One second. Okay, fine. So let's target the paragraph tag again to understand the another property of line height. So as you all can see, one second. What is line height? Line height is basically the space between the lines in a paragraph. So as you all can see, I have given the line height property in paragraph tag as 2 rem, and here as you all can notice, as you all have noticed, the space have increased. This is a property in order to add the space or the gap between the lines. So this is the line height property. So moving on to the next topic, which is the units of measurement. As you all have noticed here, I have taken px, rem, and one more property here have em. Save it. This is the em property, 2em. So what are these? These are basically units of measurement. Px, as the name suggests, px is used for pixel. As we are in a world where everything is into the px, mobile have px, and display have px properties. So px are basically the pixels, which is the very easiest way, and actually it will change the size of the font according to the number what we have given. As you all can see, we have given font weight of 50 px. So this is the property, this is a unit uh, in order to measure the weight of the fonts. So another one is em, which is equal to the computed font size of that element's parent. So if the parent have a property, or if a parent have a font size of 10 px, the line height or the child will have a property of 10 px into 2, which is equal to 20 px. The third is the rem property, which I have actually taken earlier. So rem does not depends on parent. It's a globally independent property which don't have any reference, or I can say any dependence on their parents. So moving on to the next topic, which is basically classes and IDs. So we are going deep now. We are going deeper now. So in order to understand, please make yourself comfortable, and the recording will always be there in the YouTube. And soon, I can say system will share the attendance sheet in some couple of seconds or couple of minutes. So going back to the topics, classes and IDs. Classes and IDs are basically used to target any component in an HTML. Both are almost same, but a very basic difference in classes and IDs are classes can be used multiple times in multiple places, but IDs can only be used only single time. This is the main property of classes and IDs. Classes classes highlighted by dots and ID is highlighted by hash in CSS. So let me show you, or let me do one thing. Let me create a div in which I will move so using alt and up arrow you can actually move the content and have the class as para1, and here again we'll create a second div in which we will move the h2 tag and we'll have, oh sorry, it's div, and we will have the id as para2. So what I did, actually I have moved h1 in paragraph tag to a div where I have given the class, and in the h2 tag I have moved in another div where I have used the id. So as you all can see, nothing have changed here. Guys, I request you all to please like the video. Likes are not being visible to me, and so as you all can see, I have moved the content in a div of class and id. So let's target the class. So dot class name, here let us change the text transform to uppercase. Save it, and as you all can see, the text of the content in class have changed to the capital. This is a property which I want to tell you, where with the use of that you can actually change the entire content in uppercase, lowercase, or none. Lowercase c, lowercase. So this is a text transform property. Now let me highlight the id, and we have given the name as para2, and here text transform we have covered. What is the next property? Okay, fine. So let's have the next property as letter spacing of 2rem. Saving it. As you all can see, spaces have inserted between the letters. So this two things actually I have explained here: how to highlight or how to target. You guys have other videos as well in the channel. So two things I have covered here as how to highlight or how to actually target ID, and the second property is the letter spacing, which is the 2rem. So letter spacing, let have another property as word spacing have 1rem. Saving it. So as you all can see, spaces have appeared between the words. So moving on to the next topic, which is actually a very important, very important topic of the CSS, and have been used many times in any of the web app development. So The name of the topic is box model. So in order to understand the box model, let me create a basic HTML design for this. So we'll have another div, and we'll have a lorem of 10, and we'll have, sorry, it's div, and we'll give another class as box model. So save it. So one second, lorem of 20 we will use. It's very big. Save it. No. Oh, no, perfect. So I have created another div with the class name as box model. So let me quickly copy the class name, and we'll move on to the style sheet. And here, we'll do one thing. Let me create a paragraph, and we'll move this text using alt and up arrow here. So nothing will happen here. Paragraph tag, where? Okay, so I will be commenting out this. Sorry. Save it. Okay, fine. So I hope you all know how to comment out things using backslash and window button. Things will get commented out. So moving on to the box model, let me save it here. So now, for what is a box model? A box model basically contains four things. As the name simply says box, it contains a box. So yes, it contains a box. So let me do one thing, quickly move on to the box model concept. So here, let's target the box model. And so for this, a box contains the data which have four things with them: a content, a padding. Padding is basically the space around the content. Border, a border is there, as the name simply suggests, the border, and a margin. So let's have a content which we have already designed, have a padding of 10 px, have a width of 50 px, a border of 10 px, solid of green color, and let me save it. So as you all can see, this is basically, and the last thing is margin of 10 px, saving it. So this is basically the box model. So in order to view it very smoothly, one second, see this box, as you all can see, this is the content, the padding, what I've told you, content, padding, border, and margin. So using the inspect option, you can actually see the box model properly. So with 100 percentage, save it. So 100 is very high, you can use 80%, save it. Perfect. So this is the box model, this is the content, surrounding the content is the padding, Surrounding the padding is a border, and surrounding the border is the margin. Margin is the space between the element which is actually above this box model, and padding is basically works on all the four directions: top, bottom, left and right, as you all can see. So when we have written padding as 10 px, that means 10 px from top, left, right and bottom. So similarly, margin again 10 px, 10 px here, 10 px here, 10 px here, 10 px here. So you can actually use 10 px, 5 px, 10 px, 5 px. So see, it is basically 10 px is top, 5 px is right, 10 px is bottom, and again 5 px is left. So it simply resembles this type of pattern in case where you wish to give different type of padding in different type of directions. So using this, you can use the same feature in margin also, using 10 px, 20 px, 5 px, and again 10 px. Save it. So as you all can see, the margin is different in different directions. So in case if you wish to have margin in so let me tell you a again. So we'll have margin left. One second, let me use another property of margin left. In case you want the margin only from left side, you can use 10 px. Save it. So margin from left is 10 px, margin right 10 px, margin top and margin bottom. Right? Similarly, you can use the padding also. So this is the box model concept. It is easy, but I request you all to please go into the deep and understand the things. What is box model? How it works. So moving on to some more font properties, which I am actually taking properties in between the topics so that you all will understand these simple font properties. So we'll have in this have text decoration. There is a property known as text decoration. I want text to be in italic. So let me save it. As you all can see, the text have changed to italic. This is a property of text decoration. Here you can use the text decoration as none also. Font will be in a normal position. So now moving on to the next topic, which is basically a very important topic, which is called as the styling of list. So in order to use it, let me simply create a basic HTML structure where let's have the class as class of categories. Inside this will have a h4 tag, will have category, and after this we'll have the unordered list. I hope you all know what is unordered list. So li into 5, this is a shortcut, so you all know these shortcuts very well. So here let me change to hash because we don't want our site to open hash, and here we'll have category 1, two, so I saved it. So as you all can see, a basic styling I have created now, where we have created a list of categories starting from 1 to 5, and we have actually put all this category in a class in a container. So now let's style this categories now. Let's put all this in a box, border of 2px solid in red color. Save it. So entire content I have shifted in a box. So let's have padding of 2px, and we'll have a property of border radius. So as you all can see, using border radius, this sharp edge have changed to the curved one. So now let's target the let's target the one second to tag what we have taken. So one second, we have taken here h4, so h2 will not work, h4 will work. So what we did, we actually target the content of h4 in the center. So this is basically the header which we have shifted toward the center in a box. So now let's target the unordered list dot categories unordered list, and we'll have as padding 0. What 0 do? So 0 will actually, one second, not ULP unordered list, 0 have actually shift the entire content towards the left of the box what we have created. This is the functionality of 0. So using the next property as list style, see the the dots have actually been removed using the property of list style as none. So now target the anchor tag using the text decoration as none, and using text decoration none, the underline have removed, and will change the color to black. See, the color have changed to black. Now we will use another property in this anchor tag, which is called as the hover property. So in order to use it, we'll have hover color as the with color blue. Save it. So as soon as you click, the color will change to blue color. So let's give some more properties to the list item here, and have the padding in the bottom of 2px. So as you all can see, let's use 5px. So as you all can see, spaces have inserted between the categories, and let's have a border bottom 1px solid of which color we can say PUR, purple color. So as you all can see, let's have dotted lines. So as you all can see, let me save it. These dotted lines have created below the categories for all the things. So this is basically the styling of list. So today we will end here. I hope you all have got the attendance form in the live YouTube chat, and you all are requested to please fill it for all the 5 days. Different forms are there for different days. So please fill it in order to eligible for the participation certificate. So thanks for the day. Good night. Tomorrow we will again meet at 8:30 p.m. with the CSS Basics Part 2. So